I am once again. I know you miss me. I'm gonna do like a quick video ish, like a quick video ish. Now, as you may know, Vada is so loud. It's a car honking. But oh wait, is there like non-copyright music in here? I think this is what like a. Oh God, has no lyrics. Okay, I'm not doing that. That was a crazy one. Hopefully, I didn't get copyright for that. Hopefully, just like the ones that has like no vocals on it. How about this one? Oh, it is so loud. I wish I had a sound like a hmm. Let's see. No, lo-fi ones. Oh, let me turn off the music. Maybe my headphones that loud. That's why. Hopefully, I don't get copyrighted. I'm just saying. But yes, we are gonna do tier list of. I'm gonna just put it a little bit louder. I don't know because I never really listened to my song, so hopefully I didn't get copyrighted. Hopefully I don't get copyrighted here. That's the thing. Let's see. I want to do a tier list. Like so. By the way, in context, my arms hurt. I got hurt at work. That kind of sounded like it rhymed, but it didn't rhyme. But yeah, like it. Yeah. So basically, I got hurt, and I was like, you know what? Let's just do some tier lists and such, because I can't really use my keyboard. I mean, I can technically use a controller and I could just play something, but I thought it was a I thought it was like a little nice idea to potentially find a different type of stream instead of gaming and more like a talking stream. Now, I would hopefully will be able to find a good tier list and such. So I think I found it. We could do yeah, we'll do so the first one I think I want to do is like I think I want to do the final forms first. Maybe maybe I want to do final forms or just like the regular. Like this is like the ultimate tier list. Oh, so maybe I want to do something different, or just start off with like the good old like basic. I think I found the one that's like let's do all of them. Let's oh my god, I found the ones that are like literally all the movies and specials. I think all of them. but I don't think it's up to date because I don't see any Gav. No, I don't see Gav here. I don't see like the Gav stuff here. I don't see up to good track. When is this last updated? July 10th, 2025. Ooh, you see now. Okay, maybe just like the series in general. Like 2024. Dude, I can't find a good one. Yeah, but it says update for Zets. I guess Zets is here. And then the other stuff. Like say the Beast Center next. And get Chard. Let's see. I mean, we have it here. Okay, we have it here. That was loud. Okay, we have a tier list right here. Can I? There we go. I don't want to know what my tab looks like, but it's already too late anyway. Okay, so yeah, we're doing a tier list. Um, pretty much I watched all of them, except for okay, we're not talking about Masked Rider Sublime. I haven't really watched the Dragon Knight, the English adaptation. I haven't watched Kamen G. The first and next I did watch, but it's a long time ago. I guess I pretty much no, I haven't watched Amazon's plural, so I technically I didn't watch that one. Uh, but I would say, all right, let's get the tier list going because I will put the very first Kamen Rider. This is overall, right? Like this is the TV movie. Or I guess technically this is like it has movie writers as well, like the Amazons and Black Sun. I haven't watched Black Sun as well. Futopia, I still haven't finished watching it. Outsiders, I got the pretty much the gist of it. I'm at the final episode, but Comrades as a whole, like the very first one, is like an A tier, right? Like it's an A tier because I I mean it's basic, it's original, it's the classic one. Obviously there's flaws. I did like the first I didn't really like the middle portion where it kept I believe it's during when Ichigo comes back and then Nigo has to like take a break or has to go somewhere else in the country to like fight Shocker. I mean, it is a cool little detail that oh yeah, that comment that like common writers are like or sorry, the Shockers are like a worldwide organization. That's fine. But the good parts about it is definitely the first arc, like the first 13 episodes, I believe, where they introduced Kamen Rider Ichigo, Hongo Takeshi. Um, that was a fun one. I really did enjoy that part. The second arc, which was the Nigo's introduction, was also the one of my favorite parts, and definitely one of my favorite character, in the first Kamen Rider. The Gale Shocker, the ending, the final arc of this one was not bad. That's when it starts to get a little bit good. The ending, I honestly though the show eras, like in general, like the endings, except for Black, which I'll get to, they're all mid. They're all like I'm sorry to say this, but they're all mid. I mean, that's the harsh truth about show eras. Like I'm not trying to say the show eras are terrible. I think it's flawed and it's during this time period, so it is what it is. Oh, I also didn't like how they swapped cast a lot, and it's fine. I think I think it's just common writers in general. Like it's their first one. It's Ishinomori's, you know. So I'll put this in A tier because I think it's solid. I don't think it's the best one that warrants a S tier, but it's not the worst one. Right. Uh, like I did like the first, second arc, but the third or fourth arc, I wasn't too, or maybe like the middle portion was not my favorite, but my fifth, the last part was not bad. And that's what I want to say here. It's actually pretty good. We have next Kamen Rider V3. I would say it's a much better arc or a much better story than Ichigo himself. I'm gonna put this in S tier because I really did enjoy his character Kazumi Shiro's um, character arc. Um, and V3, it's very well made. Is there the flaw would be like have V3 having like so much weakness but never really explored him. He has so like 10 special powers or something. I don't remember like the entirety of him. I know he has like so much weakness and so much like gadgets and tools that are like hidden abilities. There's hidden techniques. Um, they didn't really show that much, so that was a bit bummer in my opinion. Another thing I really did like, or actually no, I'm gonna start with something I didn't really like. It's the middle portion. It's always the middle portion that really like gets me. Like I didn't really like the commander for the the middle portion of the V3 arc. V3 it didn't really stood out as much as I did. But the first arc and the second arc. The second arc was the Dr. G or Doctor G. You know, he has that. I like him because he has that best accent of "Coming right." It's really like he has that the way he pronounces his stuff is like really nice. And the ending or like the final arc of V3 was my also like one of the top tier arcs I have seen in a while. Like it was pretty good. I mean for its time. Obviously it's not the best. Obviously not the worst. It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's not the best thing out there. But definitely V3 with the Riderman arc was one of my favorite arcs um by far. Um well by far or like in the Showa era, I think this is like my second favorite arc of of the show. Like it's I like the dynamics. I like how it's I like how Riderman and V3 fought not only for a reason of like for the sake of getting brainwashed or manipulated, or either one of them was manipulated or brainwashed. No, like they fought for like his ideal, like because obviously V3 doesn't like Destron. Um, Riderman, still has a heart for the Destron, but like he just didn't like General Commander. Who's texting me? It's not text. Yeah, like General Commander or something. I think that's the name. Weird name, but yeah, like it's and then this is a spoiler by the way. I should have probably put spoilers on my title or somewhere. I'm gonna put like spoiler somewhere. Uh, text spoiler re or probably put like may con- contains spoiler. Probably should have put that first. I'll put this like around here, maybe. Yep, it should be good, right? It could contain spoilers. Um, so do be careful with this video as well. I should have probably said that first earlier. My bad, guys. But yeah. Um, definitely. Okay, so where was I? Here, here. All right, so yeah, like like when Rider Man sacrifices himself, um, like, and when V3 calls him, like, I like how he becomes the mentor at the end, which is really poetic because the first arc he was really a student for Ichigo and Nigo, and once Ichigo and Nigo, quote unquote, passed away or sacrificed himself, like, we all know that's cap. He becomes like a student. He doesn't know what to do. He has to be all alone, and he's like very forced to be alone. I do like that they that was the best part about it. And then towards the end, he becomes this he becomes the mentor to Rider Man, and like it really shows like the poeticness of V3. Another thing I really did like is that they didn't swap a lot of characters. I mean, then again, Ichigo, the first one is an experiment as to like a final. Like, they didn't really know what to do with Kamen Rider, so they just experiment. That's why it's like 95 or 90, almost like 100 episodes, I believe. It's like 99 episodes or 98 episodes. Yeah, like it is crazy amount of episodes. So it's because they want to experiment and such like that. So yeah, like that's why Ichigo is that's why I put him A tier. Like, it's not bad, but it's just an experiment. It's not really something that I would go too deep with it. But Boy 3 is like improves the story a lot. And I really respect that a lot about V3 a lot, and Ishinomori's decision to just like go like once he figured out what Kamen Riders are gonna be about. Like, so yeah, V3 is in the S tier. For me at least. I know it's not that. I mean, I could move down a tier maybe, but I don't think it's warrants a B tier though. Like, maybe I'll move around things because I feel like if I put the later seasons in like B, like it's kind of be like, oh, it's kind of unfair for this one, like the like to for other shows to be in the same tier as that. So I'll move around in the future. Um, Kamen Rider X. This is a short one. I believe it's 24 episodes. Uh, the mm, the bad part is the one I didn't really like about it is the fact that it changed or scrapped a lot of the idea just to fit in with 24 episodes. Right? Like, I really did enjoy the first two until they scrapped the idea that his dad's underwater base just destroys itself. I believe that was. I did enjoy I believe Conrad X also introduces weapons and arsenals, while V3 introduces like equipments like the radar. I believe one of them was like a radar. But like X introduced like a weapon, unless if you want to include Rider Man as like having weapons as well as accessories or tools. So, but as like a Comrade X, like a main focal point, it's like the Rido stick. That was a nice addition to it. I think it serves again, like, basically the show eras pretty much just walked so everyone else can run. That's the later eras in the future can run. Honestly, that's the whole point of show eras, in my opinion. I think if they didn't exist, like these ideas right here wouldn't exist. So I really enjoyed that part. I did like the rival, which was Apollogeist. I think he was when I watched it, I my first impression was like, oh, he's gonna be like this red generic general like from V3. And right about no, he actually acted like a rival. He respected Comrade X. Obviously, I believe it's the organization is God, Government of Darkness. Crazy name, I know, but like, um, I believe Apollo Geist wasn't really that evil. I mean, he has his ideals. Obviously, he has his own image of I want to destroy the world, and like, or like he wants to lead the world in obviously not a good way, but he has like some sort of respect for Kamen Rider X, if I do remember from when I was watching. But this was like really short though, like 24 episodes. Yeah, that's the thing. I mean, it was like B tier at best though. Kamen Rider X was like B. Yeah, it's gonna be B for me. It wasn't that good. I mean, it could be fine, right? Like it's fine. Uh oh, I forgot to talk about their movies. The Ichigo V3 was fine. X wasn't that bad. Rider Man shows up, I believe, in the movie and says he was from which country he was after the rocket blows up. So that's that. Um, but yeah, like no, like Kamen X isn't that bad, but it could be a little bit better. But again, it's unfortunately it's 24 episodes. They didn't really have the time to cook with everything because I believe their network was changing and they had to like cut cut things short or something like that. And Amazon, and then after X was Amazon, which would go pretty much like the next one that will lead to the new successor or like a new, sorry, a new show or program. Kamen Amazon. It's also 24 episodes, I believe. Yes, it's 24 episodes. Yeah, right. Like Kamen Amazon. Yeah, I don't really have to. Yeah, like it was okay. Again, it's the same tier list. I feel like after V3 it was like everything was like fine or like it was whatever, but I think Amazon was like okay. I mean, the first half was one of the best arc. I really, like the protagonist is different. I believe his name is Daisuke. He was completely different from the rest of the protagonists so far, and even to this day, I feel like he's very unique because he's, like he's from the Amazon, oh duh, and he doesn't know how to speak, human languages. He can just like growl at people and he has to fit in with this modern society and the struggles of him trying to fit in with the humans with the modern, yeah, modern society. You get what I mean. Like it's very much an interesting protagonist, and a unique one at best. Yeah, he's like very unique for its time. um I really love, I believe the organization, what was it, Get On, or is that the final boss, the final Amazon? It is a very good show. I believe it's the Get On. Yeah, the Get On. That's the yeah, that's the organization. The I love the design. I forgot his name. Golgos. Well, is that what it was his name? Jumenki Golgos. And I really, really love the design of this. I think for it was very grotesque, very different from like the rest of the show. I love the fact that it has 10 faces all around it, which is this like really creepy design, like a creepy design. Um, Here, I think I'll show you one right here. Then y'all see it, right? Like, what a creepy design. Like I really respect the these types of designs right here. It is one of like a creepier design. The complete is like from SI. Well, yeah, this is whatever. Like, look at that design. Like it's so creepy, in my opinion. Yeah, it has the 10 faces. I mean, I wish there was lore in a way, but I don't think that. Yeah, like it is such a unique design for its time. I believe it appeared in Decade as well for a little bit, but like in a different form. Let me see. There's like a Decade version of it, but yeah, it has that amulet right here. So, and he needs that other amulet to like, so to like become really strong or something like or rule the world or something. So yeah, things were going great. Like from episode 1 to 13, I believe, or 12. Like it was like really like strong start, right? Like strong first half. The protagonist is interesting. The villain that get on. Um, what was his name again? Golden. Gogos. See, I didn't. Yeah, like he is creepy. I like his design. I like 10 faces that he moves. I think the memorable part is that Amazon just like slashes 10 faces. So, but like obviously it's not really grotesque or violent or gory. It's very, it has a disgusting depiction of it, of slashing face. Obviously it's not the same, but oh, this looks pretty interesting. Yeah, like, like it just is such a great design, in my opinion. I think it's one of the scarier parts about it. And the thing I don't like about Amazon is the fact is the second half sucks. And I don't blame Ishinomori because I think Ishinomori thought process was like, oh, we don't want to keep making the same thing over and over again, which is not a bad idea in my opinion. I think, and especially first half where there's no henchmen, in the first half, and basically Gogos was like, hey, we gotta lure Amazon, and instead of like just secretly do. So basically, in the show era, that's pretty much what they're doing is a kaijin group organization says, let's do this plan. I don't know, kidnap people, right? And then they do that plan. They send a kaijin. They send a week kaijin to like do this plan. And comrade and hope for the best. Comrade doesn't notice. Comrade notices, and then put they comrade fights a henchman, and then goes for the kaijin and gets defeated, and the plan is ruined. That's usually how Showa eras work, and it's fine. It's basic. It's simple. It's whatever. Obviously, not the best storytelling, or not, nothing really compelling at all. So that's why I really did like Amazon a lot. But it's just that second half sucks. Once it goes to that get up the I forgot the name, the Ottoman Empire or something like that. Not the Ottoman. Why did I say Ottoman Empire? Let me see. No, no. Yeah. Granda, the Granda Empire. That's the one. When that happens, everything went terrible. Like everything's so like boring. Like it goes back to the regular Kamen Rider. It has a grunts and henchmen. This guy was the main antagonist. Um, he's whatever. He's generic, goofy looking, and it sucks. The second half really sucked. I thought it was like had a potential. Um, Amazon learned how to fit into the modern society very quickly rather than a slow, painful process of learning what modern society is and like even questioning about it. I think I did like the mole at Amazon, or the mole kaijin in the Amazon. That was not bad. Yeah, so like that was not bad. It introduces, a Kamen Rider and having a Kaijin ally, which, in the future we will see that more prevalently. So yeah, I think Kamen Rider Amazon's a B tier. Like it would be the same tier as X, but like the first half really stick with me so long though. So I put Kamen Rider Amazon X. Same tier with B. Kamen Rider Stronger. Stronger is also B tier. I felt indifferent. I mean, the main protagonist, I believe, is Joe Shigeru. Was a unique protagonist. Like it did stand out because he is very very interesting choices of words you say. Like, um, I do like the fact that it introduces like a female pseudo writer. I would say like a, with the tackle and such. I believe oh God, what was their names? Was it Black Satan? Yeah, this time it's like the Black Satan, right? Yeah, like yeah, so pretty much Black Satan. Yeah, like the Black Satan or whatever they want to call themselves. That wasn't that really bad. Um, I did like um General Shadow. I believe that's what his name, right? Yeah, General Shadow was honestly a rival. That was a better rival than Apollo Geist in a way. Um, if you didn't know, like the basically he was like a spy or something like that, or like a hidden. He was in like his own organization. Uh, that was an interesting part. I like that there's hierarchy in his organization instead of just like, yeah, there's only just that one leader and that's it. Like there's and one leader, one general, that's it, and henchmen. Like no, there's like different divisions of these guys. I believe that's what happens in the Delzer army. I believe there's like yeah, like a its own like it's split up to like different types of like generals and like commanders in a way. So like so it won't like go yeah, like they're they're not bad. I think I like the villains or specifically General Shadow more than Stronger himself because he's Stronger is not that bad. I mean, he is unique. So for the fact that he is very like heroic in a way that he will sacrifice himself to become like he will like he instead of like he like consented to being a common writer, right? Like V3 Ichigo, like he has to. They were like forced to. Ichigo, like Ichigo, Nigo, V3, X, and Amazon were forced into being the writer, while Stronger was like, "Yep, I'm gonna be a writer myself." Like I saw that you turned my friends and became a kaijin or like a failed experiment. I'm just gonna go there and sacrifice myself to become a writer. I feel like that's a pretty interesting premise, but it was whatever. Um, Tackle wasn't that bad. I mean, again, everyone could have been better. I think any Showa writer, except for one, which I will get into, it could have been better. Honestly, like it is what it is. And yeah, I mean, Stronger, I don't really have anything to say other than the antagonist is the best part. But again, like I didn't really like the ending of Stronger in the sense that ended with like a giant, I believe, and that I did. I mean, I did like the fact that that it connects with the entire like the first five shows in a way, but it is what it is. Um, could have been better. I'm not gonna lie. Skyrider going to D tier. Honestly, one of the worst ones of all time. I've out of all the writers, we're not going to talk about Sawa and Mask Rider, but when it comes to the Japanese version, not adaptation, but like a Japanese version of it, honestly, it's like it's definitely D tier. Like Skyrider is one of the worst writers I have ever seen in my entire existence of watching out of like entire time watching Rider. I still in still fact Skyrider is the worst one. I believe it had like a production issue during it. Like Skyrider is supposed to fly. That's his main attribute of the common of Skyrider. He has that interesting thing where like the title is Common Rider, but he doesn't really have a name for it. And towards the second half, I think the beginning of the second half, he becomes Skyrider. Like his name is now Skyrider, so that people won't get confused about it because it originally was like an alternate universe from the very first one because it was supposed to be the 80s and it was supposed to like introduce Common Riders to the 80s, but it failed. I believe it didn't really reach the views that they wanted to. So they're like, you know what? Let's throw in some nostalgia and like bring back some of the cast members of him, like the Nego's actor and Stronger's actor, I believe, comes back. I believe Kamen Rider X comes back and Rider Man comes back. And like yeah, like there was some like miscommunications or like it's such like I really did not like anything at all. Like I think Skyrider was like definitely one of my least favorite riders of all time. I didn't like yeah like first of all I didn't like how he stopped flying, even though his name is called Sky Rider and has his main purpose or his main ability is to just fly. Like I get it, budget, it didn't look well. I don't know. No one knows why they stopped continuing, but there's some moments in the second half that the kaijins can fly, and like he rode a motorcycle and said, "Oh, can he just fly? Can he just fly?" I also I think the use of nostalgia is the boring part. Like honestly, like the best parts are like V3 Ichigo coming back, or V3 Nigo, like like the other writers that from the previous show comes back. That was nice and all, but like it just makes Skyrider just boring. Not gonna lie. And then since it's like the first half was supposed to like be an alternate universe, the second half was like, no, let's scrap that idea and just actually is a canon timeline to the story. So like, so now it's like, oh, Neo Shockers, right? Neo Shocker was boring. It's honestly one of the most boring, right, organization in the Showa era of all time. Like, really, nothing happens. They don't do anything, by the way. Neo Shockers. It's such a strange name to call them because like it's supposed to be an alternate timeline. But why is Neo Shocker called Neo Shocker? What happens to the first Shocker? Like, so if it's an alternate timeline to the very first writer, why is it called Neo Shocker? What happened to the old Shocker? Because Neo means new, right? Like Neo Shockers are just boring, half brain dead, incompetent. Like honestly, one of the my least favorite organization. They're just boring. I mean, I could say like a good thing about Skyrider is the first episode, which caught me by surprise, and I thought that was the entire theme of like a more mature version, like a more darker version of the first one, and because I believe if I remember, the first episode was like what was his name? Oh Lord, don't tell me I forgot his name. Hiroshi Tsukuba, that's his name. That's his name. So Tsukuba, Hiroshi, and his friends were camping out and such, and one of them finds the Neo Shocker camp, and obviously they gotta destroy it. They gotta end them because they find out that they found his base, seek their secret lair, and they die. Right, like they died, and Tsukuba obviously survives, and and I believe the best, like the most memorable part was like how like okay, Neo Shockers are pretty like ruthless. Was the fact that they like Tsukuba was about to bury him with respect, obviously, but no, Neo Shocker comes in, blast them, and make their bodies disappear. Like, wow, what a absolute cool organization! So I was like, okay, I had high hopes about this series, like how and but the first half was like okay. I had some high hopes, and the second half really sunk my. I just did not care at all about this show, so that's why I put it in D tier. Kamen Rider Super One. How come like Super One was also boring though? I really didn't like Super One. Like maybe like D tier. But is it really that bad? Maybe like the gadgets were not bad. It could be better though. Honestly, it's like D tier. Honestly, like Super One is okay. Okay, I mean it's a little better though. Like I wouldn't really call it that terrible. I mean there's some nice moments in Super One, but there's mostly just nothing really happens at all. Like I mean, yeah, I would I mean, at least he uses his abilities though. At least he uses his gloves to and use his advantage. But I wish they could have done more with it. I feel like he used the same ability over and over again, and it's okay. The biggest pet beef I have about Super One is that I believe the main character, which is I forgot. Why did I forget? Kazuya Oki. Right? He's like if I remember correctly, he's supposed to be this like a space like an astronaut. So like he could be like the first cyborg, half human, half cyborg, to breathe on space. I'm like, okay, that sounds nice and all, but that's like the first two episodes, and then I swear I feel like the middle portion Ishimori forgot, or someone forgot that he was a astronaut. So there's really no space battles or anything that's anything like that stands out from Super One. I mean, the Dogma was okay. Jin Dogmas, I believe the Jin Dogmas are more of a better organization though. Like, yeah, if I can remember correctly, yeah, the Jin Dogmas are more better because I did like that they have their own family. It's like a family in the sense that they sit down, eat dinner together, and like and I did like that all of these guys didn't really had like a agreed with each other. They weren't really like perfect organizers. They like some people. I believe some of them had like a different opinion and tried to like get them to like die or something like get them to. So like it was pretty interesting though. Like I would say it's not that bad, but man, I really don't like how yeah he's supposed to be from the astronaut, but they focus more on the martial arts, which is not bad. I don't think it's not a bad idea, but like it's just come on, guys. Let's like it was whatever. I mean, I could just fall asleep, and I could probably just not miss anything. Comrade Zekros, this is the birth of the 10th rider detail. Absolutely, disgustingly, wasted potential. I don't know, like I felt bad for the actors. I really felt bad for the money that's poured into this Zekros thing because like they thought it was like it was gonna succeed and it was like this is like a prologue or prelude to the of what they're gonna do and actually make it a series like an actual season, but it is so boring. Like, I mean, it had a nice premise. I do like the colors. It felt different for once in entire life instead of the he just felt different. It's very asymmetrical instead of like a more like cleaner shape. This was more abstract, and I did like it, but it's just only one episode, and it's like 40 minutes, and literally the first 10 to 20 minutes was just, or I think it was like first 10 minutes was just dialogues of and nothing, no one saying anything. It's just the montages of like like how things happen and how Zekros became Zekros or something, and then the next 5 minutes it was just like recapping the previous writers. It was fine, but like it's just whatever, man. Like it's just one episode. It just could have been better, honestly. Kamen Rider Black is 100% an S tier. One of the best Showa writers of all time. This is the one I'm talking about here. It is such a beautiful masterpiece of a story. It is definitely I like the ending. I like the fight scenes a lot. I like the fight scenes has like environments that he uses. So each fight feels different, like or stands out like the most, where he uses environments to fight rather than and he doesn't have any like swords or weapons or anything in sort of that to like help him or equipment or gadgets, some sort of that tools. So he is definitely the most interesting common writer and the story is great. I like, especially towards the second half when Shadow Moon appears and his first introduction to it is absolutely one of the most coolest, badass like pseudo writers. We've like it is such a wonderful part, and I like how um What was Black's name? Oh my god. Gotta be kidding me, man. It's been a while. Sorry, y'all. It's been a while. It's I believe is Kotaro. Yeah, Minami Kotaro. Like when Kotaro finally finds out like that's his brother, like oh man, and he has a tough time figuring out what to do and such. It's one of my favorite parts about Kamen, like the Black in general. Like Kamen Rider Black has one of my favorite like really like it reminds me of the first one as well. Like the first couple of episodes was like a homage to the first one where he's trying to like cope that he's like a cyborg rider and such like that. It is so different from the rest, and I like the design. Suit design is one of the most cleanest designs. I like black. It is one of my favorite parts. I like how when he henshins, smoke comes out, and it's just one of the top tier rider riders so far in this S tier. But it sadly, if it was like a top 10, it wouldn't really necessarily be my top 10. But because there's a lot of there's a lot of competitions. I will say that there's a lot of riders that like has done like better. But again, Showas. They're meant to be they're meant to be like this Showa could run walk so the Heisei, Reiwa, and the future eras can run pretty much. So like you can tell like there's some kind of inspiration from like all of these. Kamen Rider Black RX is not gonna lie, I don't think it's a good idea to say this, but it's a C tier. I think it was okay. It's not as good as the Black. By no means, it's not as good as Black. I will put this in B tier. I think it was fine. I think it was nothing. I mean, his changes in his personality wasn't that like a huge deal. Like it's supposed to represent him trying to cope with things and forget about his past and just move on with his life. Shadow Moon coming back was I felt like yeah, it was like I feel like him like Shadow Moon coming back was just not necessary. Um, there was moments where I thought it got a little boring. Um, the best part is I don't know how many episodes, but I think it was like nine episode arc. Where he got the Robo Rider. I think his first time getting the Robo Rider form. Or it introduces forms in a way. That was a nice moment. I like the oh god. You see now this is what happens when you watch so much Kamen Riders. You pretty much forget Kasumi no Joe. Kasumi no Joe. That was not a bad one. Like again, everyone wasn't that bad. It could be better, but honestly though, like for what Black RX is, it wasn't that bad. Right? The show wasn't that bad. It could be better. Um, I forgot their organization. They're not that good. The Crisis Empire is okay. They weren't really the best organization, but not the worst ones. But I feel indifferent. But I do like that they don't agree with each other a lot. Again, it's like you get to see them. You get to like see them like disagreeing with each other. They falling apart. Tries to backstab each other. It's like yeah, that's the best part about. I mean, that's the best part about Black RX. But other than that, it's like it's okay. It's not as good as Black. Um, Design wise and just show wise, it's just not that good. Um, that's that. Kamen Rider Shin Prologue D tier probably rushed. I like the const again. I feel like Zeto and Jay. Here, I'm gonna put this here. No disrespect to. Okay. I'm gonna put this here. No disrespect. I'm gonna put. Yeah, I'm actually gonna put this here. No disrespect to the trilogy movie, the anniversary one. Like it's just they're rushed and no purpose to be here. But like it's not that bad. Kamen Rider Shin was like not that bad as well. So it really was such a disaster in my opinion. It's very rushed in my opinion. But yeah, now we're going to the Heisei era, and this is my favorite of all time. My favorite Kamen Rider of all time, Kuga. Kuga is my favorite Kamen Rider of all time. It stood out to me the most because I love um uh oh frick me, what's his name? Because the names are not just clicking on me, and I really hate that. I hate that the names won't just like come to my face. Pause. Godai Yusuke. That's his name. I almost call him by his actor name. So Godai Yusuke is definitely one of the top tier protagonists. He's there's only one writer, opposed to just two or three or four, five or six or seven, eight, nine, 10 writers. Is one writer, and he's the only one who can save Earth from the same humankinds from the Gronkies. And Gronkies are absolutely terrified. They just do it for the love of the game. They kill people for the love of the game. They don't do anything, and like that's just scary part. And it is such a best writer of all time, right? Like like for me, Kuga sticks out to me the most, more than anyone else. Like till this day, I'm all caught up to that. Or technically, not, I'm like 3 episodes behind, but I don't want to rush things out. But like, even if I was watching that, till this day, Kuga to me is still number one. I think it won't be beat. Nothing will be beat. I think I can relate to Yusuke Godai in the sense that he really is trying to be the, staying positive. He's trying to be the shining light in the world of full of darkness, which will be the Grongis. Testing his patience, honestly, and it's just like one of my favorite parts. It's like the symbolic moment of it, and I think it's just such a great start to the era, and also like one of the best writer of all, like design wise as well, like so simple yet effective. The forms are like just so clean. I like the statist. I love statistics form, like stat form. Like, oh, the rise, the mighty form is just the balanced form. Dragon form is he can like jump high and go very fast, but he will have weaker attack, weaker, weak strength wise. That's a weak. He's very weak at that. Cool. And Pegasus form is like he can hear and he can see further, further away. Like, and then Titan is like slow but really, really strong. Like I love these stat based forms. That just only changes those things. And I like the part where he can grab like normal objects and turn them into weapons as well. That's like very unique. And instead of just like, oh yeah, it comes out from my pants from behind, or appears out of nowhere for convenience sake. No, he has to grab like an item or random object to turn into the weapon instead. Depends on his forms. I like the amazing. I like the right. I like the rising. I like the rising forms. I like the ultimate forms as well. Like Kuga Ultimate is such a godly tiered form as well. I love the ending. One of the best endings by far. Or maybe not the best, but it's not the worst thing. But it's not terrible at all. Like it's such a great end. Like y'all need to watch it to believe it. Like especially, and there's like this one episode that just really stood out to me was, I believe it was, if I check, I tweeted about this on X, on Twitter. I believe I replied to one of the posts. Uh, it's episode 35, which was the porcupine. And spoilers, this was the porcupine episode, where he commits, um, where the students gets really goes crazy. It, or sorry, the porcupine like hits the needles to the students, like high school students, and they go crazy, and they get so scared that they jump off and commit die. And unfortunately, it's very sad. And Godai sees this, absolutely pissed off because obviously Grongis are doing this for the love of the game. No rhyme or reason. Absolutely no reason to do this for the love of the game. It's just a game to them. Just throwing away a human life. I was like, and Godai rightfully so angry. One of the best episodes of all time for just not just for Kuga, but just writers in general. Like one of it wowed me. Like not gonna lie, it wowed me so much how dark and scary this writer is like. And especially and our final fight was one of my favorite parts. No insert songs, no flashy CGI, just straight up fists, like I mean, yeah, there was like fire lighting up on him, but like that's like 1 second or 10 seconds of like that portion, and then it's just a fist fighting and blood spewing on both sides. Like I do like the Zakuba, or is that, I think that's the name, the or Dakuba, that's his name. Yeah, Dakuba just like spewing blood, like everyone just spewing blood. Like Kuga and Dakuba just spewing blood all over the place on in the snow was so, and then just like no music, just straight up just punches. One of the best fight scenes. Ironically, like yeah, like there's some great moments in like the Reiwa, like Zets and Gav has like a really cool fight scene, but this one is just like straight up fists, like straight up throwing hands, and then you see them in the human forms, like just Godai just starts crying because, and then because like he's like sad that like, and crying because like he feels sad that like he swore that he will protect humankind, but he's finding someone that looks like a human. Like the Dogma just looks like the Dogma is in his human disguise, and he's like, man, like he's fighting to protect humanity, but he's finding someone who looks like human. It's like it's like the irony of that, and he's like crying and sad while like Dakuba's just like laughing. He's just having fun. Like it is because this is just a game to him that he's just fun. I really enjoyed Kuga a lot. It's definitely one of the best kamen. I recommend this. Yes, the CGI is outdated. I mean, it looks goofy, but like it is what it is. It's the 2000s, not the perfect 2000s TV show. By all means, it's not the perfect, not appealing, but I don't care, man. Just watch Kuga. It's honestly one of the best, to me at least, my number one show Kamen Rider of all time. Could not be beaten, by the way. Right? Like, and to this day, there's no like insert themes, or I mean there is, but like it's not. There's no like lyrics to it, but there is no insert themes. But the the music is great. The score is great. The fight scenes are great. Very thoughtful as well. I really did enjoy the Kamen Rider Kuga a lot. And if you're tired of, like if you're coming from like a Reiwa Rider, or like Heisei Phase 2, or the later Phase 1s, it'll be so awkward like to see like just only one primary rider. It's just like Kuga's the last rider to have the only one rider, and or at least one primary rider at best. Like that's the crazy part. I recommend watching it. It's such a beautiful storytelling, and really dark, and such a wonderful story. Yeah, like I can keep going, but I'll move on to Kamen Rider Agito, which is also S tier. I enjoyed Agito a lot. I know some people didn't really like Agito in the sense of like the ending, like it does get repetitive times where like, oh yeah, we get to see crap, like why am I forgetting these names, man? They're just not coming up to me like my face. Shoichi, there you go. Shoichi Hikawa and Ryo. Oh, technically there's four writers. I kind of forgot there's four writers. But oh yeah, there was another Agito. But besides the point, Agito is also a nice follow up. Like it's a banger after banger. First of all, let me just get the way the opening is one of my favorite. It's very like sad and like very slow, but it gets really fast. So I like that part about that. I like the symbolism. I like the art, the biblical art of Agito, where like you see the red Agito. Now it's confirmed that it's red Agito. Um, we see like I like that. It adds more lore to it. Like it's not just there to make it look cool or just like an image, just because. Like it has a symbolic meaning to it. Like that we have to interpret ourselves. Um, I do like that Agito is is like a homage to like the first one, while G3 is like a homage to Riderman, and Gil's a homage to the Kamen Rider Shin, like a more mutant based rider. Like, because technically it is an anniversary rider, but it's not in your face anniversary. It's just like, oh yeah, they didn't really thought about it as much as they thought it would be, but like man, like I love all three of the protagonists. Like especially Hikawa. Hikawa really did stand out to me the most over Shoichi. Shoichi's not a bad. I do like the mystery. I like the mystery of Agito as well. Like, what is Agito? What is? How did the incident with the? What was it like the Akatsuki or the like the what was it the Aka? What was the ship's name or like the boat's name? How he came up is pretty. Uh, frick, man. Like, why is the dice thing and then it's turned into water? Yeah, I forgot the boat's name, but like, why did all these guys exist? Like, like, what was like? And I like how each three of the protagonists connects with each other in some sort of ways. In a lot of ways. And then it took a while for all three of them to join forces to like but it was worth it though. Like it's worth the wait, you know, like it's worth being patient. Yes, it does get repetitive with like Shoichi does his whole housework. He senses something wrong, so he comes back and fights. Hikawa does his police thing. I would say though there is the Hojo, yeah, Toru Hojo. He is a complete douchebag though, but he's not as like complete douchebag as Saka from Vice. But he is such a one of my like one of the like he's trying to make his own um G3 or in the sense that the V1 I believe it was called. Like that's a cool design. I think it kind of pays homage to like Gavan in the sense or like the Metal Heroes in a way. I did like that part. But yeah, like G3 or Hikawa did impress me a lot. I do like that he is like very jealous that he Shoichi's Agito and that there's other people that can turn into Agitos. Crazy, I know. But like cuz and by the way, like starting from Kuga never really refers to himself as Kamen Rider. Like I feel like when it almost time where like I feel like up to Decade where they're like, "Oh yeah, my name is Kamen Rider Decade," or like, "Oh yeah, my name is Kamen Rider W," or like they refer to themselves as Kamen Rider, except for like Wizard. I think that Wizard is the last time where Wizard doesn't really refer to himself, besides from the movie, but or like at least Gaim, I think, because like they are called Armored Warrior, not Kamen Rider. Gaim, but like after that, it's like everyone's just like introduces themselves like, "Oh, my name is Kamen Rider this," like Kamen Rider that, and like what like like it does get a little boring in a sense like but like when Kuga to like Kiba they never refer to no one refers to themselves as common riders, like they know. I mean, yeah, they have a masked rider system, but like that's about it though. Like they don't say like, oh, my name is common rider this or my name is common rider that. They just refer to themselves as Kuga, Akito, Ryuki, Five Blade, Hibikoto, Devil, Kiba, like, but they never refer to themselves as common riders, which is the unique aspect about the Phase 1 Heisei. They never really refer to themselves as common riders. So Agito, S tier, no doubt. Just be patient with the story. The ending, I would agree, ending is anticlimactic, but it was nice ending. I would say another Agito was okay. He did came in a very late in the series, but he did add some elements to it, so he's not just there just because. So I would include. I would say it's not that bad, but overall Agito is S tier. It's one of my favorite parts about Agito as well. It's definitely like a top tier Kamen Rider. And the next one is also banger. Ryuki S tier. Ryuki was unexpectedly very good, and for like when I was watching this, because I was watching this in order, so from the Showa era to the Heisei, seeing like a lot of writers was very special to me. Like if I watched from like let's say Geats or Saber, I would have gotten bored. I would be like, it's whatever. I mean, but for Ryuki, it holds a special place in my heart. That it kind of did a good job, but not really though. There's flawed. It is flawed. It's not the perfect. There were supposed to be 13 writers, and that did in Ryuki, but like they didn't really show that. They only showed like 10 writers in total, and they did show the 13 in the specials in the movies, which I forgot to mention about Agito. G4 movie was solid. It's not the best, but not a worst movie. But back to Ryuki, the final episode was absolutely phenomenal. One of the best all time. One of the standout movies of all time. I like Knight. I like Ren. Definitely another cool character. A cool secondary protagonist. Oja is again my favorite character as well. Definitely stands out as one of my favorite evil writers in the sense that like he is very honest about his works. I feel like when it comes to like antagonists, sometimes like they try to make things complex or like makes you feel bad, while Oja is just a straight up a villain. No empathy, no nothing. But I like how he's honest about what he does. I feel like most of the antagonists are like obviously Delulu, right? Obviously they think they're right. They're like, oh, I'm doing this for the greater good for you. I think well, a good example was Comrade Tiger. I forgot his name. If I can remember his name, that would be great. I wish I remember some of these characters' name. Tojo, right? Tojo was like dishonest. He's the Delulu, where he thinks doing bad actions, and he's like literally like not helping things, and calls himself a hero in a sense. Like, dude, like you're not doing anything, bro. Well, I do like the way he died. It's like he saved someone, and like in a fight he finally gets to be called a hero, and that was a nice moment. Imperior was very sad. I felt bad for him. Not gonna lie, like he was like just there, but like he's trying to learn how to live life like a normal person or like a working class citizen instead of a rich guy in a sense. And he died like he finally learned his lesson, but like he's died from Oja. That was very sad. The ending was honestly such a memorable moment in with Ryuki. With the I did not expect Shinji to like, well, huge spoilers by the way. I did not expect Shinji to die. Right. Right. And then Ren was like the last person. I was like, oh my goodness. That was a crazy moment in Ryuki. Like it blew my mind how Ryuki is like it 180 turned, like definitely worth the credit during that time. Think like, wow, my god, 13 riders? That's a lot of riders, like obviously it's flawed, it's not the perfect, but it's still great. I like the story. I like Ryuki survived and Night survived. That was like a memorable moment where, the insert song, the revolution, I believe is what it's called, just kicks in, and then like and Ryuki and I just staring off with each other, just looking them dead in the straight eyes, like, oh, if you, murder someone, you can't turn back, like, and then he's like, oh, I'm prepared. Knight was like, oh, I'm prepared for this, like that. It was such a great moment in Ryuki. It's just like a stare down, just right before attacking, like having a fight with each other. Like that's one of my favorite parts about Ryuki as well. Like it, and I feel like a lot of times I feel like it, um, the later like Heisei Phase 2 and Reiwa just really doesn't do that often. It's just stare downs, like stare downs without having to talk. I think they yap a lot in some, maybe not like all the Phase 2 phases, but like maybe like the second half of Phase 2 from like X8 or Ghost. Like they don't just they just start, or like at least from Drive is like they yap a lot. They really yap a lot, and it's just like so like yap while they fight, which is an interesting part, but it's not that bad. But like I do miss the days where like they just had a fight and then and stops, and then instead of just like keep yapping all the time, just like use their facial expressions or facial or body language to show how they felt when they're fighting. I do miss that part, like especially with how I described Kuga and Dakuba, where like once you see their human form, they didn't talk at all, by the way. They did not talk in the middle. Like if Kuga was made in the Reiwa era, like Dakuba and Kuga will be like talking like, "Oh, I hate this. Why do I have to hate? Why do I have to fight you? You're like a human, and I'm very sad right now." And then Dakuba would be like, "Ha ha ha! I'm so happy. I'm having fun. Beating people up because that's I'm all in for the love of the game." Like they would just literally tell you the emotions rather than just like look at the screen, pay attention to what their body language is. So that's what I miss about this man, phase ones. But anyway, that's could be a topic for another time. So, but next is Fies. Fies is A tier. I love the beginning of Fies. Pretty much like almost like 80% of Fies up until the ending or like the last stretch of the show was very, very, very bad or very rushed in a way. Like the last 5 or 6 episodes or 6 or 7 episodes, they it did felt rushed. I'm joking. I'm yeah, like around like 5 episodes are like it get rushed. But other than that, like I really did not like. Now it's supposed to be a soap opera, so obviously they don't have. It's supposed to be dramatic AF, right? It's supposed to be a dramatic writer season. It's very soap opera. It has love triangles, two love triangles in a way. It has one of my favorite designs, and I like when Fies glows up. It's Fies Kaiser or Delta, or just Fies and like glows up. It's such a cool design. Saga is definitely one of my least favorite just because for the sake of his personality. But they did a good job with making a character really hateable, and they did a good job with that. I really respect the writer for that. For I believe it's oh, I forgot who wrote Fies. But I know a lot of people don't like him no more because of he makes edgy stuff with just like being too edgy. But Fies was like, it's great, but it could be better though. Like I think the ending could have been better. It felt like it was gonna continue the series or something, but the movie was okay. Lost Paradise was okay, and the 20th anniversary was okay. It wasn't the best, but it wasn't the worst. But it's nice to see them come back and such. But yeah, that's about it. I did like Vice. I think Vice is a solid show. Could be better. Obviously, it's flawed, but it's not as good as like the S tier. But it's not as bad as the B tier. Now. Blade. Blade is the S tier. I would want to put it in A because the first half was very slow, but it's also an introduction. So what else can I do about it? Right? Like it's an introduction to common writers or like the characters at first, but the second half really shines the brightest, and the ending is one of the best endings like till this day. Like it's such a strongest endings of all time with Kenzaki and Hajime just staring down each other. one of the iconic moments I really did enjoyed Blade a lot. Um I like the kaijins a lot. I do like that that has like lore behind it as well. Like I did enjoy Blade a lot. Yeah, like I would say like the first half was like, yeah, it was like uninteresting, but it could have gone a lot more. I mean, it could have been better, but then it's not like fives where it just like hit like the first half literally just punches in the face, sucker punches you pretty much. Like literally the first episode literally sucker punches you with emotions, bro. Like it is very emotional, wow, and dramatic. While Blade is like the opposite of that. It was okay, at first, and obviously Tachibana being Tachibana, one one of the best parts. I like his screams a lot. It is very funny. Other than that, Blade is very good. All right, like Blade, the second half, absolutely top tier ending, and it's just so cool. I like King Form. I did watch Blade 20th anniversary stage show. That was not bad as well. The movie was okay, or actually it was pretty uninteresting because it's just like an alternate ending to the already best ending of all time. It didn't really help at all or add anything. It's just an alternate, like a what if. So yeah, Blade is S tier, no doubt about it. It took a while. It takes a while, but just be patient with them with the show, right? Hibiki C tier, right? Like I unfortunately C tier. Like it's not bad, but like the first half was phenomenal. I thought it was very unique that it takes place in like a lot of the fight scenes takes place in the forest instead of the usual big cities, and like especially right now, right? Like look at all this, and they all take place in a big city and like or like the city or a town in some areas and the usual locations. But Hibiki takes place like most of the fight scenes, especially the first half, takes place in the wilderness, so it has that uniqueness into this, and it I like Hibiki because it's unique, different. It stands out from the rest of the show. I mean, obviously, he doesn't say the word henshin when he transforms, because obviously Hibiki is not a usual rider. He's basically supposed to be something else. I believe like henshin ninja. It's one of the Ishinomori's show that they were trying to reboot, but they wanted to make it a common rider. So but besides that, I like the mentor stuff. Hold up. Sorry about that. Phone call that came in. Um, Other than that, okay. So what was I talking about? Hibiki, right? Hibiki could be better. I think the second half really ruins the entire honestly, it would have been a solid A tier at best, right? Like I think Hibiki would have been an A tier if they ran through with it. But the second half really ruined the entire premise of the show. When they changed the production and the screenwriting. So honestly, Hibiki is unfortunately a C tier, right? At best. I mean, I would have loved to put it in B tier, but nah, it's okay. It's like it's not that good. I mean, I do like again. I just like it, but it's just not that good. I want to like it though. Kabuto, solid A tier. I think it's not. It doesn't warrant a S tier, but it's a solid A tier though. Like it's like it's a this definition of a A tier. I really did like the story for Kabuto. The ending was rushed in a way. Like I think the story towards the end rushed with the natives, with the native worms and stuff like that. Like I think it. I feel like they could have done more. Dark Kabuto comes out of nowhere, pulls out from my booty cheeks. Dark Kabuto comes out of nowhere. It's like I didn't, maybe at that time I didn't get it why he appeared, but like uh I the characters I wouldn't say there's so many writers, but I feel like I really missed the like when it comes to ending. Like I wish Daisuke was there, like the Kamen Rider Drake was there. I wish he was there, but he wasn't present. Um, it was sad to see Tsurugi, was it? Crap, what was his name? Like it's just not, why is it not clicking into me? Kabuto, right? Tsurugi, right? Or yeah, okay. I was about to say Tsurugi is that was a sad part, that was a sad moment. Um the attack or Kagami isn't really a bad secondary writer, but he honestly I think they could have done more for him. Tendo obviously stole the show. Obviously, he is so different and such an aura. Such has such aura. In my opinion, he really did. Like he really wowed me with the way. But like, yeah, he does comes off as a really mean guy. But like, he's actually truly does care about it. Like and he's very narcissistic. He comes off as narcissistic, but he actually really do care about Kagami and obviously his family member, and like it's just not it's not bad. I think it's solid though. It's really fun though. I love these special effects when he Kabuto or just anyone clocks up, and then just like you see the rain or it just stops, and then it just like fights in the middle. That was like such a really cool moment. Like Kabuto is just one of my all-time favorite writer. Like such a cool design as well. I like the cast off moments here and there. Like it's just like this whole concept of that is very cool. So I'll give Kabuto an 8 here, just for the sake that it's not the perfect storytelling. It's not the I wouldn't warrant this as a S tier, but it's just like around here though. It's just pretty good though. It's a solid show, right? Nothing crazy. Same thing with Deno. I think Deno was an A tier. Um, it's honestly Deno really just did like really did like finally found the bread of the meat in the sandwich. Like it really did. It is very good though. I like Deno that he works with the kaijin, and the fact that he really like Rotaro really like you see his character development live on like when he's like from like comparing him from episode 1 to like episode 40 or around that time, around that arc. It's just so good. I really did like Deno. I like the Imagines. The Imagines as an antagonist is okay. They're not that crazy, but like the relationship with Momotaro, like the his four Imagines or technically five, but four mainly four is honestly one of my favorite parts. I did like that the comedy was like stick with the comedy rather than like when there's like a serious moment uh comedy puts in like when it's they use comedy in like an appropriate time. They didn't put it in a serious moment or like or like when it's something like very serious, like very very serious, like real troll like actually like being serious for once in his life and tries to lead in charge. Like I like the character development for real troll, and it's definitely one of the standouts for this show, and it's very solid. The ending and the antagonist are the weakest part of the show. Obviously, there's a lot of movies. By the way, Copto movie sucks. I didn't like that, but I didn't like that except for like the Godspeed Love, something like that. Godspeed Love's okay. It's just, or it's just mid in general. Deno has so many movies. Um, there were some good ones. There's some okay ones. There's some alright stuff, but I think overall Deno was like Deno I'm Born. I'm Born was like okay. Like I mean I did like the Farewell Deno and the Deno trilogy, especially with the Sakura Yuto moment. The Sakura Yuto's okay. I think I did like the his personality or his relationship with Real Charo as well. Uh like it was fine. But it could have been better. The ending, the antagonist, terrible. I think is our ending was very anticlimactic, while the antagonist was the most boring and didn't do anything or anything impactful. So I'm gonna put that almost A tier. It's not that bad. I could it could have been a little bit better, right? Like it could have been a lot better. Kiba, A tier as well. Kiba is not terrible, right? Like I think it's solid. I think it was enjoyable to watch. I think the ending was just not or the ending was funny. I do like that it has a time the time travel mechanic is not that good. You can tell that they were trying to copying a little bit of Deno in the sense that he has like Kiba has three of his Fangires and uses his power or like uses the I believe they're Fangires like the Garuru saber and stuff. Um, and by the way, the Kuga or sorry, the Kiba's Dokuba Dakuba form absolutely is reekingly terrible. It's one of my least favorite Trinity forms of at least Agito's Trinity form looks clean, but Kiba's Dakuba forms are ugly. While his Emperor form is one of my favorite parts about. It's like one of the most beautiful final forms of all time. Um, but Kiba's story was okay. I think it was like mid. Or like not mid, but like it was interesting at first, but then it like for having these two timelines that you gotta follow. But I feel like had in that 50 episodes at or is it like 50 or 49 episodes? Or 48, 49, whatever episodes it has, and a really like 20 minutes. Like you gotta the balancing is very tough. And I really didn't like um Kiba in that way. Like I do like Kiba. I like the I like Ixa design. Ixa's character, I forgot his name. Do y'all remember Ixa's the guy's name? Keisuke. Nago. Funny that his name is Nago. Keisuke. So Keisuke is he was interesting at first, but like he doesn't really react to like when he realized that he's Kiba. He doesn't really like starts being angry and furious. He's just like, okay, yeah, you're a Kiba. Yeah, I gotta accept that. Yeah, like judging by my memory. If I don't, if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But case, and then after that, and then towards the end, like he had this random love interest cringe. Like it was okay. And again, it's made by the same person who made Agito and Fies. Especially you could tell that it's Fies. I believe it's by Inoue. Toshiki Inoue. That's his name. That guy just puts not only two love triangles from each different era, he puts one more extra love triangle just because, like we need to make it a soap opera ish, which is again, it's like okay, it's like, but like it just like it felt the third love triangle felt forced. Like it really is just whatever, like so yeah, like I would say I would put Kiba A tier. Oh, and also the movie reeks with other garbage as well. Kiba, what was the movie called? King of the Castle and the Demon's World. That is absolutely terrible. That is one of the most boring ass movies I have seen in quite a while. So like, yeah. Again, I don't like how okay, I will see though. Phase one, except for like G4, Fate like and final episodes, like other than that, it's like they got all these alternate timeline stuff. Can we not have that? I prefer like to have more meaning than just oh yeah, it's just a common writer, alternate timeline. You don't really have to watch it. It's not canon to the story. Decayed. This is my childhood right here. Decay Kabuto and Decay was my first like my exposure to common writers when I was a kid. But Decay I remember the most. But even though it's my time, like my like my childhood, Decay is C tier. I did not like the story. I did not know that it was that bad when I watched it when I was a kid. But like now that I watched it again, like when I'm a fully sentient grown man, Decayed is like C tier. It's so boring. I or like it's not that boring. It's like I know what they were trying to do. They were trying to save up money so that they don't have to bring in actors. But like Wataru comes back, like Shoichi comes back for some reason. Like they'll bring back these guys, but they won't bring back some of the actors in such ways. And it's fine. I understand they were trying to save up money and they don't want to like do things, but like it's only 27 episodes, I believe. It's just short. Like I get it because I mean from the it's called Decays, the 10 history of the Heisei phase one. So like, they don't have not much to work with, unlike Zio. But Decade is just like and then after like they did all the Heisei writers, he went holds back to like Black, the Black and Black RX world and the world of Amazon. I'm like, okay, like what do they like? There's like after this happens, like after like, he went all through this 10 world or 9 worlds, they run out of ideas. Like, oh, they had this panic attack. It's like, what should we do? What are we gonna do? We're gonna make a movie. We're gonna show that there's Kamen Rider W that's coming out. Okay, but like, like you know what I mean? It's like didn't know what to do. It's tough to say. So I put the Cade like unfortunately I like the case. I like the characters. I like Natsumi and Godai's other the alternate timeline, the AR Godai and you know Decade as well. Like Decade was like Tsukasa. Yeah, like Tsukasa was like really really like phenomenal. Like it's one of my favorite parts about like the characters, like the personality, just like talking to each other. That's the best part about Decade. But other than that, it's just so boring. Like the story after that is just boring. The movie doesn't make sense. Nothing really makes sense after like once it's finished. The ending is terrible. Like I didn't get it. I didn't get all of it. Like it was okay. W W is a solid A. It could have been an S tier if it wasn't for that ending. Bro. The ending was terrible. Or at least in my opinion, at least I understand him. Oh, yeah, I can't. Why am I forgetting this? Like Shoichi and golly, my ball knowledge is that how old I'm getting? It's Shoichi and Philip. That's his name. Why can I not remember Philip's name? I can remember Shoichi. Like his Philip's sister, um like basically Philip comes back from the dead after that emotional roller coaster. Like the entire show was solid. I like even though it was very episodic and it like is like slowly builds up to it. It wasn't that bad. It wasn't that bad. Like it was fun. The Futo city was unique. I like that they were in a fictional setting rather than like like your typical area in Japan. Like it's no, it takes place in a fictional area, so it adds character, and I like that. The strongest part is that each character is like like has that personality. Like that Futo city right there has personality. Like everyone's like unique. It stands out from the rest of the show. Besides the ending, I would love to get it at S tier, but it's A tier. The movie was great actually too. Like the Eternal movie was so good. Like the W2 A to Z was really solid. It's one of my favorite parts about W as well. Um, stood out to me one of the best moments. But other than that, like yeah, the ending was just not that good. O's S tier, great. It's might be my third favorite Kamen of all time. Blade is fourth. O's is such a strong competitor, like competition to like being the best writer of all time. I like the ending. I like Ankh and Eiji's relationship. Um, I like Mizul. Don't ask questions. Um, won't be answering them. I like the story a lot. I like the relationship. Again, I think I said the same thing. I like the relationship between Eiji and Ankh. I like everything about O's. The first half again is same thing. Blade stuff is something with Blade as well. The first half is like slow, but obviously it's just introducing the characters. I like the symbolism with the Tajador, um, in like the Tajador and such. The movie was okay. With there's the summer movie that was mid as crap. There was the W and O's collab, the collab form, the movie war, a really great movie. And I know a lot of people didn't like the 15th anniversary movie. For personally, to me, I liked it. It's a solid A tier. But obviously, it was sad that AG died and such like that. So honestly, it could have been better. But O's right now, still to me is an S tier. Overall, I like the ending. I like I like the story. I like the characters a lot. I like Date. Um and uh I think it's Date and Goto. Yeah, Date and Goto. Like those two were like definitely a great protagonist or secondary writer as well. Oh right, Aqua's there. Aqua's okay. Really, it was okay. Commander Core. Yeah, like Goda was who the crap was Goda? I did not care about it in the movie, in the 15th anniversary movie. But other than that, like O's overall is really good. Forze B tier. Forze is not bad. I'm not saying like it just nothing to talk about. While W, I have something to talk about their like reason why it's very episodic. It's just like give the city a personality. Well, Forze, it sets in a high school. Again, it's not a mad show. It's just I feel neutral about it. Like it's like between like it's like it's a perfect middle in my opinion. Like Forza is okay. It could be better. What I do think it stands out is I mean it doesn't really stand out that much. I mean yeah, it's a rocket ship theme. They do go to space. Side supporting characters are whatever. I did like I believe his name was Ryusei. If I can remember, yeah, Ryusei was a meteor. That was he had an interesting backstory. But that's about it though. Like honestly, they don't really stand out to me that much for Forze. Sorry, yeah, like it doesn't really. Yeah, Wizard, solid A tier. Honestly, I really likes Wizard. I know a lot of people don't really like Wizard or think it's like or not don't like, but like just puts it in B tier. But I think Wizard is a solid A tier. It's the fact that it's not that bad, right? It's not that bad. It's like it's full. Wizard is simple yet effective writer. I mean, the story isn't like it's not Shakespearean, but it's not like a boring like How Decayed or Hibiki like into C tier or B tier. So I put an A tier. Also there's two writers. All right, I guess technically there's like three with the mage, but wise man like the phantoms are pretty scared, like pretty scary kaijin groups, like how they're just evil, like they're not like, oh yeah, you're supposed to feel bad about them, or they're like misunderstood villain. No, they're just straight up evil. Like, and I feel like sometimes it's nice to have these type of moments um, where the villains are just straight up just villains, and not like sympathetic, or they're just misunderstood writers in a way. So yeah, Wizard is like A tier, solid A tier and such. Um, the movie was okay, I believe. It was the Yeah, I mean, it's a Comrade Sorcerer has a really cool design though, so I'll give props to that. Gaim S tier, really cool, really great show. I love the design. I like that it is so good, right? Like the designs are like, oh yeah, they're fruit themed, but it's made by Dan Urabochi, I believe. It's the guy who wrote or made Madoka Magic, right? That, or is it like Urobochi, or Gen Urobochi, not da, Dan or Gen Urobochi, but like so basically the story is feels different from like, rather than being episodic, it's very like a linear story, like the story that each episode continues with, like, if you know what I'm trying to say, like how, like, it's more narrative based story. Like, I wouldn't really call it a character driven story, in my opinion. I feel like Ryujin, Michi, Michi was like, holy crap, he's such an a-hole though. Like, like, honestly, I'd rather trust Kusaka, not gonna lie, than like Michi. Like, he really, like, cause he really thinks he's doing, like, I'd rather just trust Oja in a way, like our Asakura, because like at least Asakura's like honest about what he's doing. At least he's like an honest, like, that's what I mean by like, oh, I do like Asakura a lot because he's an honest like criminal. He's like, he knows that he's doing, he likes doing it, and he knows that he's doing something wrong. Like he's not, this stuff that he's doing is terrible. Like, he's not like saying like, oh yeah, I'm doing it for the greater good, or like, oh, I'm doing this because I think I'm a hero or something. No, he's like, oh yeah, I know that I'm doing the wrong thing and I'm gonna like it. Like, that's the best part about Sakura in a way. While Michi was like, yeah, he thinks he's just doing this for all the greater good. Other than that, like, um, Hoto is not a bad one. Baron is okay. Baron was good until towards the end. I think it was fine. Other than that, it's like, I think it's a great solid show. I think it was very narrative driven story, and I do appreciate that. I don't think the last time we see this is like, yeah, we don't get to see this type of, like, or more narrative rather than like an episodic episode in a way. So yeah, like, Gaim is like S tier in a way. Like, it's very drama heavy. I love this. It was very intense. The ending was very interesting. I think it's one of the more interesting parts about the show. So it's like, it's definitely. Am I muted, by the way? No, I'm not, right? Yeah. Okay, I was about to say, whew, I thought I was muted. I'll do this last one. I'm gonna continue off doing this. Drive is S tier. Drive is very good. I like all three protagonist writers, like Chase, Ryosuke, and Go. Like, all three of the protagonists is such a great protagonist. Yeah, there's some things I didn't like. I think the ending. I think Go Drive is like, okay, yeah, they're just like trying to like fit, like, rush. I think the ending was very rushed, but the overall show was like really really good. Right, I like that's the supporting cast was okay though. Like, is it S tier or A tier? I think I did like the Beast in the Next though. I did like the Beast in the Next movie, so I'm gonna put this a little bit like S tier though. Like, the ending was great too. I really did like the ending, and I like how protagonist gets to be with his love interest. No other writers have done this where, oh yeah, they're married and finally get to be with this love of his life. Um, that's the best part about Drive. Like, it really had a great ending. Yeah, like that. I like Drive a lot. Roy Meals are great. I just, when it comes to like the later movies, like, not like a Go or Chase, but like the anything after, like, when if Drive is ever like, they really gotta like throw in some Roy Meals. or like have an excuse to have void mutes in it. But yeah, that's about it though. Well, that's about it for the tier list. I'm doing part two for this later today. But thanks for watching. I'll see y'all later tonight. And hopefully I get to recover my left shoulder. Bye bye. Wink. Wink, wink. I can wink.